Budgety Modern, yeah. Hello and welcome to Budgety Modern with K Ponce. This is newmodgaming.com, and this deck is a revisit of Eldrazi and Taxes. This is probably my favorite deck in Modern. I've gotten the most wins with it online for sure, and it's kind of my bread and butter for playing Modern these days. It also is fairly budgety. You can build the deck for around 200 ticks online, which is about half the price of a lot of the major players right now, like Grixis Shadow and any deck with a bunch of fetch lands. Generally, you're looking at like 400 ticks online. The major difference that I have in my current build today is that I'm running a Gonti in the main deck and a Gonti in the sideboard. I've been really impressed with this card. It's taking the slot of my third Dark Confidant in this list because we're already pretty heavy on twos, and this is a much more impactful version of card advantage. Obviously, it's not good against aggro, but neither is Dark Confidant really. So basically it's Eldrazi and Taxes here. The major innovation is Gonti, Lord of Luxury, because really you just want luxury at any cost. And sideboard typical. We got 3 Stony Silences, 2 Rest in Peace, and a Grafdigger's Cage. I like to split it up a little bit with the Graveyard Hate so that we have a little bit more resiliency against Collected Company decks with Grafdigger's Cage. 1 Gideon, great in the grindy mirrors, and also great against control. Gonti, great against Death Shadow, great against the grindy decks. Another Wasteland Strangler in the board just in case we're playing against a creature-heavy deck or a deck that likes to suspend a lot of cards. Wasteland Strangler becomes really powerful. A couple Fatal Pushes, a Pontiff and a Persecution to deal with X1s, and a Collective Brutality for mostly burn, but also it comes in against combo decks sometimes as well. That's the deck. Let's run it into a league. Budgety Modern, yeah. Hello and welcome to round 1 with Eldrazi and Taxes and Gonti. It's mediocre, but it's a keep. Affinity. Well, this hand's pretty awful against Affinity. Thalia is not great against Affinity in general, especially on the draw. And we have no removal. So yeah, Wasteland Strangler is pseudo removal. If we draw a path into an Eldrazi temple, we're in okay shape, but it's unlikely. Displacer is good. Alright, well, we got a chance here. If they have a pretty mediocre next turn, we could draw a temple maybe and come back. Maybe a path. Ooh, Signal Pest is good. Plating, yeah. Okay. Well, we are not going to win this game, but I don't think we were going to win this game with most hands. They had the turn 1 Steel Overseer into turn 2 Cranial Plating. It's pretty much the nut draw for Affinity, and it's hard to beat. Affinity is definitely one of the best Game 1 decks in the format, if not just the best Game 1 deck in the format. I have 3 Stony Silence and a lot of removal in my sideboard, so I feel pretty good post-sideboard. I'd rather not show them any more cards here and just go to the next game. They're pretty sure what we're playing, but like it doesn't matter too much. Let's see. Gonti's too slow. Thought-Knot Seers are pretty slow. And Stony Silences are great. Pushes are great. Strangler's good. But when I'm taking out Thought-Knot Seers, maybe Thought-Knot Seer is better than Tide Hollow. Tide Hollow also generally won't hit much, and at least Thought-Knot Seer can block better. Blocks Etch Champion, which is pretty nice. On the play, though, Tidehollow Sculler probably will get something, so I think I'll leave the Scullers in on the play. I guess I'll take out a Vial. I like Vial in the matchup, even though I'm bringing in Stony Silence, because ramp is nice. Yeah, the Arbiters are terrible, so maybe we leave the Thought-Knots in. Oh no, hold on. Yeah, Persecution and Pontiff are coming in, and Mind Sensor's coming in, and probably Strangler. Yeah, why not? I mean, it's removal. Yeah, Thought-Knot does not need to come back in, and yeah, 3 Vial is better than any of the other cards that I would be bringing in, I think. 4 Thalia, though? Yeah, 4 Thalia is pretty bad. I think I just want like 2 Thalia. She does block okay. I'm going to bring in 2 Thought-Knots. Maybe even a Gonti. Is Gonti better than Thought-Knot? Probably not. I'm open to it, though. Yeah, no, probably not. Since Thought-Knot can be cast on turn 3 a lot, I think Thought-Knot's where we want to be on the play. Fatal Push, Thalia, no Black Source. Yeah, we're going to mulligan that. Vile Path, nothing. Yeah, I'm gonna dig one more time. Okay. Well, we'll leave Path on top. This hand's pretty medium. For a mold of 5, leaving a Path on top, not my favorite place to start. My opponent mulled to 5. Alright, so my opponent also mulled to 5. So we're not in the worst shape. Alright, I have no interest in pathing here because my opponent didn't play a land yet. They could just be playing it correctly and casting their creature post-combat here, but yeah. Alright, Signal Pest is kind of an issue. If I path the Vault Scourge, it gets him up to 2 mana. Maybe I let him stay at 1 mana here for a turn. No, I'm probably tapping out the rest of the game, huh? It's just, I know they only have 1 land, and their deck doesn't operate that well on 1 colorless land if they don't find a Mox Opal or a Springleaf Drum. Yeah, I'm just gonna untap. I may regret this. Stony. Alright. Well, that's easy enough here. We'll take that. And so if I bottomed the path, I would have found a Stony on top on turn 2. That would have been pretty cool. But I still feel like we're in pretty good position here. Taking 3. Do I want to path the Vault Scourge? I think I do. At this point, since I'm tapping out next turn. And the 1 mountain isn't gonna like be that great for them. If they have a Galvanic Blast in hand, then that's sort of problematic, but I'm only taking 1 a turn for now, so oh, no, never mind. They found a Mem Knight. Alright, either Vial not the best draw, but we're in pretty good position here. Most of their deck is turned off, and they have the Galvanic Blast. Alright. Well, oh geez, and they drew another land. This is bad. They do have an exiled card because we path. That's great. Alright, so we get to take their Signal Pest off the board. Alright. Cool, 2 cards that don't do anything. And we're gonna attack and play a Thought-Knot Seer here. I guess I would have slightly preferred this Thought-Knot Seer to be a Gonti. Ooh, never mind. Thought-Knot Seer was much better there. Never mind. Got the only card that matters. Ether Grid. Ether Grid's really the only way they can beat me when I have a Stony Silence in play. At least at that point. Obviously they have wear and tear in their deck sometimes as well, so that can deal with Stony Silence. So on the draw, I'm less interested in Thought-Knots for sure. But you know what? I don't know. I mean, on the draw, I kind of want Ether Vial even less. And they are playing Ether Grid, which I do want to take. The one Ether Vial does look really funny there, but I guess Gonti does give me more things to get for Strangler. Yeah, we'll put a Gonti in. I don't really like Gonti against Affinity in general, but the one Ether Vial is just kind of weird. And of course, I would have much preferred this to be the Ether Vial. Yeah, this is pretty awkward. I really do wish this was Ether Vial, and I'm punished here. I think this is just a keep. Going Tide Hollow into Wasteland Strangler is really good. Obviously, they could have an explosive start, but that's fine. I think we're just keeping. I mean, it's not fine. We'll lose if they have an explosive start here. No, that's not so bad. Alright. No removal is not great, but Tide Hollow is going to hit. I really doubt that they can play the rest of their cards right now. And if Tide Hollow hits, that means Wasteland Strangler is going to hit. Ooh. Never mind. Tide Hollow's getting Thought Seized. Bummer. Yeah, I really wish that Gonti was the Ether Vial that we cut last second there. Yeah, I didn't think it was the best move, but the one Ether Vial just seemed really strange to me, so I just let it go. Yeah. Now they have a Steel Overseer, and we're probably dead. We need to find a way to deal with it real soon, like next turn. Being able to reset something with Flicker Wisp is good, and being able to continually reset something with Displacer is good. But they're about to have a 2/2 flyer. Ooh. Yeah, this is bad. What? Ether Grid. Oh, gross. Yeah, my opponent's hand was very, very, very good, and we're gonna lose. I guess I should have dug for more removal, because yeah, this game's over, unfortunately. It's the only play that makes sense. If only I had like a Wrath of God. It's not like the worst idea ever to play a Damnation or a Wrath of God in the sideboard of this deck. I've done it before. Also, Settle the Wreckage is worth a thought. Yeah, I mean, I could trade off with a Memnite here. So if I trade off with the Memnite and draw a path for the Overseer, plus play Strangler to kill the Signal Pest, then draw like 2 Ghost Quarters, I'm actually in pretty good shape. Yeah, I guess I'm trading off with Memnite here. And hoping to draw a path. Yeah, that is probably the only way I can come back in this position. Come on, path. Another Displacer. Not useful. Yeah, that's it. Budgety Modern. Yeah, this hand's very good. Welcome to round 2. This hand is pretty sweet. I'm gonna keep it. Fairly low chance that we're going to draw the other Temple, and it's more likely that I'll want to cast Tide Hollow next turn. So I played the Caves instead. Steam Vents into Serum Visions. Yeah. So this could be Jeskai Control. It's probably Jeskai Control. Although some Storm players still play fetches. A lot of them are off fetch these days. We're going to go ahead and play the Sculler. Yeah, it's Jeskai Control. Well, they have 2 ways to kill Sculler next turn. Bummer. I guess we'll give them the less mana efficient way so that they can't play Colonnade. Opponent's hand is strong. It's got basically everything they want. They're going to go for the Helix main phase. That makes sense in case I'm playing like Selfless Spirit or something. I'm going to Ghost Quarter their red source. They do have another Flooded Strand to get another one, but it sets them back quite a bit. Oh, but the Flooded Strand's not going to work because I drew a second Arbiter. That was awesome. And I get to hold up the other one on the vial, which is really nice. Yeah, this is pretty great. Oh, they drew a path? Huh. That was a good draw. That's okay though. They're still gonna go to crack their fetch, and I'm gonna get them with the Arbiter. No? Alright. Guess I could just take their Lightning Bolt. Just gonna leave it on 2. I'm gonna keep holding up the Arbiter on the vial to respond to their fetch, because they still don't have red for their Lightning Bolt. We know their hand is Spell Queller, Snapcaster, and Flooded Strand, and 2 unknown cards. But alright, slightly punished for leaving it on 2. Alright, so Geist of Saint Trap, don't really care. Snapcaster can snap back the path. Spell Queller I don't really care about. Lightning Bolt they can't cast. But Lightning Bolt's the only card they could cast in the face of the Arbiter. So I think I just take the Lightning Bolt. It's either Lightning Bolt or Snapcaster. I think I take Snapcaster if I expect them to draw a land next turn, which I guess is kind of likely. If they draw a non-fetch land, I'd want to take Snapcaster. Yeah, I guess I let them have Bolt, and I'll take Snappy. They're playing around Arbiter here pretty hard, but that's okay. They're going to have to crack it at some point. I have a 4/4 in play. So playing a little aggro control here. Just attacking with my 4/4 and letting them keep playing around my Arbiter, which I'm totally happy with doing while I draw removal. They're going to cast a Snapcaster. Targeting path. This allows me to keep them off of red still. By taking their Flooded Strand right now, but if I don't take their Flooded Strand right now, they have to pay 2 next turn. Oh, they may just path my Arbiter as well. I'll let them choose what they want to path. What would you like to path, my friend? They don't want to path anything? They just want to untap? Okay, I was like, what is happening? Yeah, I'm going to let them get red if they want. Pay 2 to do it next turn. I'm going to take their Colonnade. And I'm tempted to path Snapcaster. I kind of do want to path the Snapcaster. Get that out of the way while my Arbiter's in play. Get my last basic and pass the turn. They're going to draw a card here, which is fine. We know they have a Spell Queller, a Bolt, and a Geist in hand. Gonna go get, wow, untap Steam Vents, sure. Bolt my Arbiter, sure. And cast Serum Visions, alright. So we know they have Spell Queller, Geist ain't trapped, 2 unknowns, and they are at 4. Well, I wish we would have drawn something there. A little bit flooded. It's not exactly where I want to be. Thalia's going to get Spell Quellered, but then we get to eat the Spell Queller end of turn and get both of our things. So that seems fine. Yeah, then we have lethal coming in. If they don't draw a land to activate, oh, they need 2 lands to activate Colonnade. So we're in pretty good shape here. Although they'll probably cast Geist. They'll have to block with Geist, so. I'm going to take this 2 just to see if my opponent does anything else. And in case they have any sorcery speed removal. It's pretty likely that they have some kind of removal here, because they didn't cast Geist. What did they do? They went top, bottom with their Serum Visions. They do have a Snapcaster, yeah. That makes sense. So they're going to bolt the Strangler, sure. It doesn't work like you're hoping here. Your guy's still going to die. I guess they had to do it like that because Thalia was going to be in play and they weren't going to be able to cast Bolt. So yeah, that was well played from my opponent there. Alright, not the greatest draw. But we are in good position here. 2-1 first strike is great against their hand that has a Geist in it. And their board up Snapcaster Mage. So, yeah, it's possible this game's going to go long enough that I'm going to want a second Vial in play. A little yield symbol now. That's new. There's Geist. Probably just on blocking duty. I'm going to leave it on 3. I do have Thought Knot and Gonti in my deck still, but I still prefer it to be on 3. That was a good draw, actually. Deals with their Colonnade. And they're on chump duty with Geist. That's great. I'm actually going to hold the Ghost Quarter in case they're planning on just passing the turn with Colonnade up as a blocker. It's pretty risky for them to do that, but I mean, if they got nothing else. Yeah, they don't have enough mana for Colonnade as a blocker here. Oh, we're going to leave it on 3. Alright, alright. Let's get in there. They're cracking a fetch down to 3. Are they going to Cryptic? 5 mana? Where's 5 mana? Oh, 5 mana for Cryptic because Thalia's in play, yeah. Ooh, I should have responded to the fetch by Tide Hollowing. Oh, wow. Ooh, misplays. Alright, yeah, definitely punted there. I didn't think about how Cryptic costs 5 with Thalia and that I should definitely have responded to the fetch. Yeah, that was pretty poor on my end there. Whoops. And yeah. Okay. Alright. Definitely misplayed there. I guess on their draw step, I'll go ahead and Tide Hollow. There's some merit there to doing it before they untap. Bolt Thalia, sure. Logic Knot, Geist. Huh. Well, I don't really care about any of these cards. Which is good, but suppose I should have taken one of the Geists, actually. You know, their hand is Geist. That was a good draw. Oh, I can't target this, though. Bummer. I can blink Tide Hollow, and with its effect on the stack, I can blink it again and again and take both their cards next turn. Or do I want to just give them their Logic Knot back? No, probably not. Yeah, I think on their draw step, I'm going to Vial in the Displacer. I'll just do it once, because I don't want to take the Geist. And I don't care about Logic Knot. Oh shit. I stacked it wrong. Whoops. Spell Queller. That's actually fine. Yeah, it definitely messed that up. Should have retaken the Logic Knot. I did not want to take the other Geist. But we're still in really good position here. Couple of misplays though. That I should have definitely vialed in the Tide Hollow in response to the fetch, and I also should have stacked my triggers differently there with that Tide Hollow so that I would be able to retake the Logic Knot in case I draw like a 4-drop that I want to cast next turn. Like Gonti would be pretty useful. Although it seems like we're in really good position to win this game here. I just got to play a little faster. Clock's getting a little low. Just going to leave it on 3 and 2. Way more likely that I have one of those. Yeah. So we're attacking with both. They have to block Displacer. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, there's no reason to play the Vial. So if they draw a removal spell for Displacer, they're still dead. Yeah, okay. Didn't really matter what they drew, because if they cast anything, I could blink their Spell Queller, and it would actually counter it. It's really nice having a Displacer in play with a Spell Queller in play. So Gideon's great. Mind Sensor is pretty bad against Spell Queller. And on the draw, I don't really want to play it, but I think Mind Sensor is pretty good on the play. I've seen Jeskai control decks bring in Stony Silence against Death and Taxes. I don't think it's correct, but I've seen it. Orzhov Pontiff and Persecution kills Snapcaster and potentially Lavamancer. Jeskai control can go a lot of different ways. It seems like they're on the Geist. I mean, I know they're playing Geists, so they're on like the more tempo-y version. Probably not playing very many more creatures than Snapcasters, Geists, and Spell Quellers. And then it's probably just removal and Planeswalkers otherwise. Collective Brutality is okay. Can get their Supreme Verdict. I feel like I want to play Gonti. Yeah, I like Gonti here. Strangler is good at killing Spell Queller. So is Path. So I don't really want to trim on those. Thought Knot Seer is actually kind of a liability, because against a deck like that with tons of Path to Exiles and Snapcasters, Thought Knot Seer becomes something that they can draw a card off of. And like Supreme Verdicts, they end up drawing a card off us taking a card, and sometimes they don't have anything good in their hand, and then they draw into the thing that they need once they kill our Thought Knot. I think still leaving a couple Thought Knots in is good, but they are pretty loaded on removal, although this deck is a deck that plays Lightning Helix and Lightning Bolt, so maybe because it's a Lightning Bolt centric deck, you do want to leave Thought Knot in. I'm open to being wrong about that, and Gonti does get killed by Lightning Bolt, but Gonti gets the value either way. This hand's awkward, but it's a keep. I think we do want to draw lands. I don't know. Yeah, we really want Vile and or Gideon in our opener against this deck. The reason I put the land on top is so that we can cast things like Gideon. And hopefully they spend a lot of resources trying to stop our Displacer and 3 Arbiters. But Arbiter on the draw really isn't even that good. And we don't have a Ghost Quarter, so yeah, it's a little awkward here. I'm not going to show them the Temple because they could have brought in Spreading Seas. Just going to play this Arbiter, which is going to get killed for sure. Ooh, they don't have any fetches this game. Three mana. What is this? Geist? Electrolyze, sure. Gonna go ahead and Thought Knot. I mean, it's pretty likely that they have a path here, but that ramps us, and that's that allows us to cast 2 spells next turn. They don't have a path. They have a Disdainful Stroke that does nothing at this point. Cryptic Command is good, so we want to take that probably. Snapcaster, Serum Visions isn't that great. Geist isn't great on this board, so yeah, Cryptic Command is the only card I care about here. Obviously, we're in trouble if they draw a path. But again, that lets us cast 2 things next turn. Disdainful Stroke. That's a weird one. I guess it's good against Thought Knots here, but like... I mean, I guess they do consider Gideon to be my biggest threat. So, yeah, it makes sense. Really tempted to play Dark Confidant here. But I think Displacer makes more sense. Because of the 3/3 body. I think they're likely to attack into Dark Confidant with Geist, whereas they're much less likely to attack into it with... or attack into Displacer. Yeah. 2 unknown cards. They found a Lightning Helix. Alright. We can path our own Displacer. So we can cast 2 spells next turn. Don't love that. I don't exactly hate it either. I mean, casting 2 spells next turn would be great. But they will have Snapcaster Lightning Helix next turn. Man, Helix is so good right there. So good. Yeah, I'm gonna path it. So they don't gain the life. And maybe we can draw like another Thought Knot that lets us let's get a Swamp. That lets us take their Snapcaster before they can snap Helix. Or maybe we'll get a Ghost Quarter that lets us take their White Source so they can't snap Helix. on my face. Alright, we know 2 of their 3 cards. That's not a Ghost Quarter or a Thought Knots here. They're gonna have to kill Bob if we play Bob here. I think I actually want to play the 2 Arbiters. This way they'll Helix 1 and still can't attack. If I played the Bob, they'd just Helix it. This is also better against Snap Electrolyze. They're probably going to Snap Electrolyze anyway. No, they're going to Helix because they're at 10. Did they also draw a Bolt? Yeah, if they have Bolt plus the Helix here, that's really bad for me. Really. I mean, I'm going to double block. Okay. Maybe they drew another Geist. Yeah. Drew a Delta. So I have the Disdainful Stroke and something. Gonna keep swinging. Gonna play Bob. And it's a little risky here. Delta's interesting too, actually. So they could have Supreme Verdict. They just got their second white. Path to Exile. Shoot. Yeah, that's not good. That's why I was saying Thought Knot is kind of a liability against the deck with a bunch of paths. Because they end up getting card advantage off of it. Gonna go to 6. I need to draw some stuff. I actually don't want to draw 4 drops at this point because Disdainful Stroke is in their hand. And Bob will put me to 2 if I find a 4 drop. Yeah. Okay. Being at 3 is really not good here, but Logic Knot? Cryptic. Huh. Counter draw. Counter return. Yeah, it's awful. Electrolyze in the graveyard. Okay. Still have a chance here. It doesn't matter what I target, huh? Oh, actually that was bad, because now they could just pay 2 and kill my Flicker Wisp on my turn. Yeah, that was really bad. Yeah, I shouldn't have done that. They didn't go for it. But I think it actually would have been fine for them to just pat the Flicker Wisp on my turn. Alright, Bob, don't kill me. Alright, not bad, not bad. They can snap Cryptic. Plus snap Electrolyze is a blowout. Alright. Yeah, they're gonna snap Electrolyze for sure. Oh, they're just gonna Helix me. Well, that works too. So I'm gonna waste more of my clock there, I guess. So Thought Knot is good on the play. I think it's better than Gonti. Yeah, they have Disdainful Stroke, but it doesn't mean I'm not gonna have Gideon, I don't think. Strangler I think is slightly worse than Mind Sensor on the play. Maybe not. Spell Queller could get me. This does mean I have 7 ways to kill a Spell Queller, but I think that's fine. Maybe I drop a Path and play a Gonti. Or, no, Mind Sensor. If I draw the Mind Sensor and it would have been better as a Path, I'll think about how that affected the game, but... Alright. Thalia on turn 2. Path, Tide Hollow, Gideon. I think this is a keep. Doesn't have an Ether Vial, but a turn 2 Thalia is pretty huge against their deck. And I actually don't have any other plays other than Thalia if I don't draw lands, but that's how she goes sometimes. Alright. So yeah, we just want to draw lands, basically. Alright, well I missed land that turn, but wasn't necessary that turn. It's going to be necessary next turn. If they have a Spell Snare here, I'm really upset. Okay. This little symbol's nice. It just tells you like, hey, you're yielding till the end of turn. I'm kind of interested in that. Now that's pretty helpful here. Another Thalia. Well, hopefully they kill this Thalia in combat here. No. Well, I may want to path my own Thalia in response to their bolt. Yeah, I probably will. Path my Thalia in response to their bolt if they want to bolt. Nope, they don't. I don't want to just path my Thalia in general. So there's a land that's kind of good. It's not the right land. We needed a land that produces white, but I'll take it. Again, I'll be pathing my Thalia in response to removal. They seem to be without a white source here, but probably with Cryptic Command. It's tempting to path Thalia just to try to slam Gideon, but into the 4 mana, I don't really want to. Another Ghost Quarter. So if they have Disdainful Stroke or Logic Knot, they counter Gideon. If they don't, though, then Gideon just wins the game. It's a pretty interesting spot here. So they have 7 cards in hand. It seems like they don't have white. So their hand could be just full of white spells. But it's pretty likely that they'll have Cryptic up next turn. So this turn we'd be playing around Disdainful Stroke, which they may or may not have left in their deck. I don't think this Eldrazi Temple is that important. I think it's going to be better to have a Ghost Quarter left over. So I'm going to go for the Gideon. I can't go for Gideon. There's a Thalia in play. Never mind. Forget everything I just said. Thalia also taxes Gideon. Yeah, do we want to play a Flicker Wisp is the issue here. I don't want to play into Electrolyze, so let's just keep passing the turn. Two mana Serum Visions. Alright, so if we draw another land next turn, we're pretty likely to resolve Gideon. Alright, they can't cast Logic Knot or Disdainful Stroke. We just need any land. Any untapped land. Didn't get there. Alright. They went top. So they're going to find a white source next turn. Oops. They're going to find the white source next turn because they tapped something. That means I probably want to resolve Tide Hollow. No. This is tough. I guess I just run out a Strangler. Who knows? Maybe they found the Bolt now, and I could just replay the Thalia. No. Alright. Turn 2 Thalia might go the distance. Let's just run out a Strangler. Ceremonious Rejection? They have a Ceremonious Rejection here? Oh, Logic Knot can counter stuff still? Oh, I should have paid 2. Wow, I should have paid 2. Oh, wow. What am I doing? Oh, wow. It was only for x equals 2. And I didn't pay 2. What did they leave on top? What the hell? They left something on top and didn't cast it. Alright. Yeah, that was another punt. Lightning Bolt. Okay. So, do I think they have Disdainful Stroke or not? Guess we can find out with the Tide Hollow. I think I'd rather just play another Thalia though. And then just run out of Wasteland Strangler. Yeah, let's just play another Thalia, make them beat this. Oh man, that other Wasteland Strangler should be in play. That was really bad. Alright, so they could have Bolt into Disdainful Stroke that beats Gideon, but... if they don't... I mean, I guess they could just have another Logic Knot. Oh yeah, the Disdainful Stroke, yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. Wow, okay. Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. Playing super tight here. Okay. I guess we just cast this. I don't know. I'm really confused. Which I shouldn't be. I'm just playing pretty poorly here. Snapcast Logic Knot? Snapcast Bolt. So it doesn't matter what I get here. Anger of the Gods. Yuck. Alright, well. Yep. Down to 2 minutes on the clock. They went with Bolt on Thalia. Interesting. Again, they did not find a white source. Counterbounce their Snapcaster. Counter draw. It's really awkward, our mana base right now. Really awkward. One minute on the clock. Oy, yeah, I'm a little rusty. Playing really poorly and really slowly as well. I apologize to those watching right now. Watching me punt away some games. Ceremonias. Path, lightning hills. They found a strand. Whatever. Jeez. Yeah, it's game. Even if I can come back and win, I'm not gonna be able to do it in 1 minute. Man, I wasn't able to punish my opponent for not having white for the entire game until turn 10. That's pretty sad. This is a really sad match. Ooh. Yeah. Oh. They don't even need to crack the fetch. That's decent. They have 4 cards in hand. One of them is a Ceremonious Rejection, so they can stop the Wasteland Strangler. Such a bummer. Opponent says GG. Oops. Yeah, it's over. Man, that rejection. So awkward. Well, probably could have won that match. What's happening here? Here we go. That was a really poor showing. Budgety modern. Yeah. Hey, welcome to round 3. This hand has turn 1 Vial and a couple Displacers and a Gonti. I'm going to keep it just because of the turn 1 Vial, but certainly not awesome against an aggressive draw from an opponent here. Botanical Stirrings. So we're playing against Amulet Titan Codex Shredder. Oh, this is a... yeah, I guess Amulet Titan probably doesn't play Botanical Sanctum. It's Lantern. Yeah, this hand's really slow and probably pretty bad against Lantern. Thalia is good, though. That was a good draw. Shredder, Lantern. Probably take the Flicker Wisp, but yeah. Opponent had pretty dreamy start here. What did they reveal off? They revealed an Ensnaring Bridge. Cool. Alright. Well, sometimes you got everything. Seems good. Seems good. I don't know if you could draw it up better than that. Turn 1 Stirrings into Lantern. Turn 2 Codex Shredder, Mox Opal. Codex Shred, the card that beats you. Stirrings into Ensnaring Bridge. Turn 4, play an Ensnaring Bridge through Thalia. I mean, turn 3, play an Ensnaring Bridge through Thalia. And the top card of your deck is another Ensnaring Bridge. Seems decent. That's a pretty good way to win a game of Magic. Huh. Alright. Alright. Rip's probably okay. Yeah, it stops Codex Shredder from getting stuff back. It's probably better than okay, I guess. Strangler's pretty bad. It is a creature, but... oh, actually, Strangler plus Flicker Wisp lets me deal with problematic permanents for good, so that's kind of nice. Gonti's too slow. Paths don't do anything. Persecution speeds up the clock a little bit. Mind Sensor stops Inventor's Fair. That's good. Cut a Vial. I'm bringing in 3 Stony Silences, so Vial's not the best. Arbiter isn't great, but with Ghost Quarter on the play could be good. And they do search their deck a decent amount, so... or at least with Inventor's Fair. Yeah, let's just run it like this. It's pretty low EV, I think, to bring in Persecution, even though it can get them out of nowhere. Sand's pretty bad. I'm going to mulligan. Sand has a Stony Silence, but no lands. I'm going to keep. And... wow, double Vial Stony Silence. Yeah, it's pretty awkward. This is a way to cast Stony Silence on turn 2. I just have to go down to 1 land to do it. And then they just have to play one Abrupt Decay or Nature's Claim, and I'm just dead. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm probably just dead. But let's see. Pretty decent start from my opponent there. Have to get rid of a black source to go get a white source. So that I can play this Stony Silence. And hopefully that's good enough. I'm trying not to land next turn, so... And they have Ancient Stirrings, Sorcerer's Spyglass. Weird. Oh, we're drawing a land next turn, that's nice. That's weird. I guess they named Displacer. Oh, I guess that's in there for Ether Vial and Displacer. Yeah, I guess it's not terrible. That's an interesting one, though. They didn't hit their land drop. That leads me to believe that the Ancient Stirrings just whiffed on lands. That's interesting. It's probably better to play Thalia in the face of them with no lands here, so that's what we're gonna do. And we're drawing a Temple next turn, that's great. They have Bridge on top. Oh yeah, we knew they had Adventurers Fair, which is problematic. Probably just gonna take the Ensnaring Bridge, right? No, they took a land. They probably already have Ensnaring Bridge. Alright. Yeah, we're gonna take up in case they kill our Stony Silence at some point. Let's take their Ensnaring Bridge. Oh yeah, if they took Ensnaring Bridge, they knew that we had Tide Hollow Sculler, so maybe that's why they didn't. Double Inquisition, River of Tears, Leyline. Leyline, they're really far off casting, so we'll take one of the Inquisitions. And we're actually in really good position here. They just drew a Dark Slick Shores. And they scoop. Alright. Cool. Well, Stony Silence went the distance there. Even though it was a pretty risky keep. Stony Silence was that good. Yeah, I think we just run it back. I guess if we cut the vials out, then the only thing they get with Sorcerer's Spyglass is Displacer. But if I take out the vials, what am I bringing in? Probably Pontiff, Persecution, and a Strangler, which I don't love. Vial turn 1 on the play if I don't have Stony Silence is great. It's still just really good. So yeah, just let's leave it. Just don't have enough things to bring in, really. And the things that I would bring in, I mean, Persecution can get them if I end up in a position where they have 2 cards in hand and I have a bunch of 2-power creatures, but it's not lethal. I could potentially get there. Sculler on turn 2 is pretty good. Double Thought Knot. It could be too slow, but if they don't have like a really quick Mox Opal hand, I think this hand's fine. So I'm going to keep it. They're going to probably Inquisition. No, Lantern. Wispy. Ooh, they do have a Mox Opal. Alright. Not the best. At least they didn't have a turn 0 ley line. They drew ley line, which is really hard for them to cast. I get to Thalia here, which is pretty great. Pretty sure it's just Thalia. Just makes it really awkward for them to do stuff. There's Pixis. Yeah, they definitely don't want to mill my Thalia here. Yes, let's take that up. Alright, no lands is kind of a bummer. And I guess draw step, I'll sculler them. They didn't hit a land last turn, but they do have land on top of their deck. So I guess draw step doesn't change much here. But I'm going to do it before they get to play sorcery speed things, in any case. And they have a whir, but not a lot of blue sources, only 2, 3. Alright, eventually they're going to be able to whir. Actually, even this turn they could whir. They could also just cast Leyline soon. I mean, I have to take Ensnaring Bridge. Oh, whir, they can't because I have Arbiter in play. Yeah, whir. Okay, sweet. Yeah, Arbiter's great. So the only thing I have to worry about is, I don't know. We're actually in pretty good shape. Yeah, the Ancient Stirring's finding another Ensnaring Bridge is a problem. Alright, they found a Codex Shredder. They're going to cast it. But my board's already going to beat them in a few turns, so 3 turns, 4 turns. I'll take that land. So how do I want to use this Flicker Wisp? I could hold it. Could hold it in case they draw. Well, we know what they're drawing, and it's a ley line. They already cast the Codex Shredder. We know they have ley line and whir in hand, and they're drawing another ley line. Well, they're probably going to mill it. I guess I hold the Flicker Wisp. And I just wait for them to find another Ensnaring Bridge and get it. Pixis. Search for Azcanta. Interesting. They're digging. They found Botanical Sanctum. How many things do they need out to whir? So I could take the whir right now with Thought Knot if I take this up, and then I could still have the Flicker Wisp. Yeah, that's probably correct, huh? Yeah. They don't have a ley line in play, so I can just take their whir. Yeah, I like this line. Since I still have the Flicker Wisp to deal with the Ensnaring Bridge And at least they can't instant speed Ensnaring Bridge. And they're going to 8, so we have lethal with the draw step. Oh, should I not have let them untap? Shit. 7 mana. That's not enough. They need 8. But they had 8. I think they just misplayed by not just casting it. They found Ensnaring Bridge. They found Ensnaring Bridge. We're just gonna take the whir. Yeah, no, they scooped. Alright. Well, beat Lantern, that's cool. Budgety Modern, yeah. Hey, welcome to round 4. Just had a pretty good match against Lantern, and here we're on the play against a pretty well-known opponent, Jabberwocky. On the play with only 1 land. I'm not going to keep it. I'll keep this one. Don't want a second Thalia, as tempting as that is. Drowned Catacomb go, you say? Well, then Thalia is probably good against you. I don't know what deck plays Drowned Catacomb, but Jabberwocky's known for some cool brews. 2 mana Inquisition, you got it. Takes a #1 Sculler. Just gonna cast the no value Flicker Wisp. Target my Courtyard. And then untapping Gonti next turn, hopefully. This could be some kind of brew with Ashiok. Ashiok not great on this board. Ooh, Fatal Push. Fatal Push? Fatal Push Thoughtseize. Gross. No Ghost Quarter to make the Arbiter good here, but the jig's up anyway with our hand. They know what's in it. So I'm just gonna play Arbiter. I mean, we're ahead on board, but yeah, I wonder what my opponent's up to here. They're a blue-black control deck, ostensibly. Hero's Downfall. Interesting. That's a new one. I think this Thought-Knot Seer is going to be good. I have this sneaking suspicion that Thought-Knot Seer was a good draw. Cryptic Spreading Seas Tasigur. Well, I think we're going to take Tasigur since the other cards don't do anything. I mean, Cryptic does something, but everybody knows the gold border one doesn't do anything. It's got no text. Magic Online, what's wrong with you? Why is this card gold? They're probably going to tap draw. Oh, they're going to bounce. Interesting. They can't crack their fetch. I mean, they can, but they can't go get a land with it right now, so playing this Thought-Knot again seems pretty good. That was an interesting line there, not doing tap draw. They did find a Fatal Push. Oh, they also found a Snapcaster. Gross. Well, they're gonna kill my Thought Knot next turn. And they also have Spreading Seas from our Shambling Vent. Maybe I should have just held the Shambling Vent. Ugh. Man. I gotta take the Snapcaster because it kills 2 things. Whereas the Fatal Push just kills the Thought Knot, but man, them drawing another card here is real bad for me. And then another card off the Spreading Seas. Interesting deck, just blue-black control. I'm not opposed. Hero's Downfall. That one hasn't seen a ton of modern play. Dead Thought Knot, and then Spreading Seas the Shambling Vent. I probably should have held the Shambling Vent, knowing that they had Spreading Seas in hand. Now they have 3 unknown cards, and they have completely neutered my board. Not completely, but it's not good. Yeah, I absolutely should have held the Shambling Vent since they're very incentivized to just cast Spreading Seas there anyway. A Flicker Wisp would be a good draw. I could blink my land. I'm glad I kept my card in hand because it made them want an Inquisition. That's the downside to a deck like theirs with tons of Inquisitions and Thoughtseizes, is those cards become worse and worse as people don't have cards in their hand. But with the 2-for-1s inherent in a deck with Tasigur and Snapcaster Mage, tends to be okay anyway. Yeah. I think this is the part where they take over the game because I didn't find a removal spell for the Tasigur. Yeah. And they had a Fatal Push. And they're getting spicy with the swings. Really. Snappy. Cryptic. Gross. I'm gonna bounce Snapcaster. Yeah, this is real bad. Now they're blocking. Okay. They're just gonna like tap draw. I guess it's 4 mana cycle that also makes it so I can't cast any spells this turn. Yeah, it's pretty good. And then they can also just activate Tasigur if they feel like. No, they just want to tap draw. Okay. Yeah, super. Well, oh, they returned Spreading Seas. Interesting. Target me. Because the game's already over, they just want to get more information. And the game's not over yet. Maybe they just didn't want to mill. Yeah, I guess they just didn't want to mill like Inquisition or Thoughtseize. And they want to activate Tasigur, so they targeted me with Thoughtscour. Yeah, I guess that just makes sense in general. Well played, well played. Yeah, this is pretty disheartening, this situation here. There we go, that's a real draw. Gonna go for it. Do you have another Cryptic Command? No. Alright. Don't really want to give you any of these cards, honestly. I guess Thought Scour is the worst of them. Or Spreading Seas. Spreading Seas cost 2, I guess that's worse. Yeah. It's 3 cards in hand, one of them Spreading Seas. Alright, we have a 2-turn clock, but it's unlikely to remain that way. Another Snapcaster, of course. Snapcast Serum Visions. Yeah, I guess Snapcaster just trades. Let's just get as much value off of it as you can. Here they could tech edge my caves so that I don't have any access to colorless. Would actually be a good play. I think they should tech edge my caves. They're out of basics. Because they're only playing 4 basics. They do have a blocker in Creeping Tar Pit. We do have a lot of Ghost Quarters still on our deck. They're going for the Godless Shrine. I would have went for Caves of Koilos, honestly. Yeah, I think that was incorrect. They're going to swing with Tar Pit. I want to draw a Flicker Wisp pretty bad. So I get my vent back. I'll take a Bob though. I will take a Bob. They have 5 basics. Alright. They just had the other one in hand. They're swinging. I guess Bob doesn't kill them, so makes sense. Bob may kill me. Wow, that's a lot of lands. Alright. Well, Bob's not blocking, so get in there, Bob. Inquisition, yep. Bob was not my friend. Oh, they have to block with caves. I mean with, wow, Ghost Quarter. Some good draws. Oh, yes, we won that game. Oh, that's great. Okay. Bob found us a Ghost Quarter, so we just swing and kill the Tar Pit. And my opponent drew a few too many lands there. Interesting. So Control. Blue-black Control. Rest in Peace is great. Gonti's great. Thought Knot's here is a bit of a liability. I actually don't really like it. And I do like Gideon a lot. On the draw here. The paths aren't great, but they do deal with Tassiger and potentially Gurmag Angler. I don't know if they're playing Gurmag, but flyers are good at killing Lily. Strangler's not great. Yeah, I think I just want to flash flyer over one of the Stranglers. And yeah, I don't really like Thought Knot. They have so many ways to kill Thought Knot. And Yeah, I'm just gonna roll with the other 4 drops instead. Gotta rip. Gonna keep. If rip resolves, it's pretty insane. Obviously, Inquisition and Thoughtseize are in their deck, and they're probably just gonna take rip here. But our hand's fine otherwise. It's not like we just kept it because of Rest in Peace. I mean, it was a snap keep because of Rest in Peace, but it is just a fine hand that I maybe would have kept anyway because it has path and creatures. Spreading Seas. Sure. Interesting, eschewing the white for black. You get Inquisitions and Thoughtseizes, you get Lilianas, and you get Fatal Push rather than Path. Oh, you also get Tassiger rather than Path, Spell Queller, Gideon, that type of thing. I think it makes sense to run what my opponent's running here. I don't hate it. I could get their Spreading Seas off of my Shambling Vent, which I don't hate the idea of. But then that turns on their Fatal Push. Let's just see if they push this right now. Yeah, I didn't think they would. It's tempting just to play another Shambling Vent and then play another Arbiter. Get trickier later. I do like the idea of Arbiter plus Path later, though. They know we have Flicker Wisp, so I guess we just cast it. Even though this turns on their Fatal Push. Maybe we don't turn on Fatal Push. Yeah, you know what? I'm not going to turn on Fatal Push there. They milled a Tassiger, that's good. They probably play like 3. They probably board in some amount of Damnation, which is scary. We do have a lot of interaction with their hand if we can find... Oh, actually we boarded out the Thought-Knots here, so we only have Tide Hollow Scullers to interact with their hand. I guess we'll see. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with the play not to turn on their Fatal Push, but in that case it's like maybe I should have just held up Mind Sensor. But that's tough. It's a tough call. Because they saw Flicker Wisp and they didn't see Mind Sensor. Jace. Jace is okay. I mean, it's not good, but it's okay. I could blink the Jace and just swing 5 and then have 8 coming in the turn after. I don't hate that. If they just Damnation, then I'm in a lot of trouble. But I can't really beat the Damnation anyway. Would they cast Damnation if I just hold up Mind Sensor? Yeah, I think I just say, I don't care if you have Damnation, I'm gonna lose to it. Does this happen anyway? Hold on. Does that happen even if I remove the Jace? I don't know, actually. I don't know how this works. It does happen. Ew. Alright, that wasn't ideal. I guess the way it reads, it would make sense that it does happen just like that. Now they get to draw 3 more cards looking for the damnation. Yeah. Guess you take Inquisition and Tech Edge here. Don't really have a choice there. They do have damnation. Alright, well, boned. They also have a fatal push. We are so fucked. I mean, yeah, it's real bad. Whatever. If they have it, we probably just scoop. Yeah. Okay. Not worth continuing. On the play, I like Thought-Knots here more. Maybe a couple of them. Maybe board out another Strangler. And one of the Gontis. It's a little harder to cast Gonti on the play. Maybe I take out the last Strangler too. It's really not that good. Play more Thought-Knots. Gotta rest in peace. No way to cast it. Yeah, no. 2 Tide Hollows. Like, that hand was just bad. This hand's also really bad. Jeez. Man. Scooped that last game prematurely-ish. Just like we were way, way, way behind, but it was possible that we could have come back. Very unlikely, so I didn't want to like waste any more time on it and just get into game 3, and of course have to mulligan to 5 in game 3 because his hand's awful. Wow. Wow. Yeah, 4 card special. At least my opponent mulled to 5. Sure. My hand is actually pretty good against Inquisition. They'll probably take Thalia because I have 2 Bobs. Although Bob has a chance to get me back into the game. Thalia also would make the game pretty good for me. Let's draw a land. Ooh, get there. Push. I'm gonna guess they have a Hero's Downfall for this. No, Lily. Wow, it's way worse. Yeah, that's way worse. Although if they can't kill this Flicker Wisp, then I don't know, things are okay. Tar Pit. Don't want to discard. Sure. It's a decent draw. Well, they didn't want to make me discard with Lily, so I think I just attack them so as not to turn on Fatal Push. Yeah, I'm going to play around Fatal Push here. And I'm not going to target any of their stuff so as not to turn on Fatal Push. If they ever want to take up Lily, then I'll attack it. Activate Tar Pit Swing, huh? That's a race. They don't want to discard? Interesting. I'll race you. Just go to Delta and then don't do anything. They probably have Snapcaster then. Yeah, I assume they have Snapcaster, Fatal Push. So I think I have to send both at Lily here, unfortunately. I cast Thalia first. See how this goes. Cryptic. Counter tap all creatures. Yeah. That's pretty good. That's better than Snapcaster. Alright. This is a pretty interesting Mold of 4 against my opponent's Mold of 5. Alright, I got a sack of dude, sure. Did you draw something good? You sure did. Alright. Well. That doesn't do anything. And it does put me more dead to these tar pits. So I don't even know if it was correct to cast that. But what else am I going to do? Yeah, that gopher off the top there was bad. Ooh, wow. Yeah, this is bad. I have no chance of winning this game at this point. Yeah, I mean, I guess if I drew Gideon that turn, or something else pretty spicy. Guess you can have Damnation or Thoughtseize and Spreading Seas. Guess you probably just take the Spreading Seas because you get to, yeah. Probably didn't even really want to cast Damnation anyway. But it was kind of a good failsafe for them. Tack me down to 6. Alright, something big off the top here. Something good. Pretty good. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Alright, it's possible. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, definitely going to take Hero's Downfall here. And I guess I swing at them. I need to draw a Ghost Quarter. What are my outs here? So if I swing at Jace, then they can't -2, putting me just dead to... No, they can't kill me next turn with the 2 tar pits. That won't happen. So them not down taking Jace is kind of good. I think I have to go at Jace. If I put them to 4, then they have to uptake Jace to not be dead, right? But they have to do that anyway because we have 6 power. They're uptaking Jace either way. I guess I just attack them. Oh, they went for it. They found a Snappy. Which is really good and probably going to beat us. Yeah, I think it was a punt because they're pretty likely to find some way to deal with Thought-Knots here by down taking Jace. And anyway, they weren't dead because they had a blocker. If they whiffed on Jace, plus I drew Ghost Quarter or Path, then I win. Yeah, I don't know. I guess that's it. I mean, I could play the last round, but no prizes for the last round. Pretty crappy result, 1-3. But I do like Gonti. I don't know if he's main deckable. Depends on what the metagame is like. Lost to Affinity, Jeskai Control, and Blue-Black Control. Jeskai Control is actually a great matchup. Blue-Black Control seems like a pretty good matchup as well. But yeah, I had to mull to 4 in game 3, although our opponent mulled to 5. And my draws were actually okay for a mull to 4, but yeah, Eldrazi and Taxes, great deck if you get a Vial on turn 1 and can tax out your opponent with Arbiters and Thalias in the early game and draw into more threats and stuff to do with Dark Confidant. The deck can be pretty mediocre and just play out kind of like a draft deck with like 2 drops and 3 drops and 4 drops if you don't draw the right ones in the right order. So that's the problem with the deck, is that you can be really clunky with your draws sometimes, which is why playing cards like Thought-Knots here that are just really good cards on their own and can win the game by themselves is really nice. And Displacer also can win the game by itself. And Gonti also pretty good at that, at least at turning the corner once you're ahead, or in the grindier matchups it gives you a lot of card advantage. And playing with your opponent's cards is pretty great. And then, I mean, you're a Path to Exile Ether Vial deck, so you've got game on their turn. You can do some stuff. But yeah, you're not like a combo deck. You're not trying to aggro your opponent out. So the games generally go long, like 6 or 7 turns, 8 or 9 turns, 10 or 11 turns even sometimes, as you saw probably in those games. I do like the deck, a little out of practice, and I apologize for my poor play. I think at least one of those match losses was like the Jeskai control loss. I think was just player error. Really, I could have just played tighter and probably won that match. Yeah, pretty disappointed in my play, but overall I like the build of the deck. Not 100% sold on Gonti yet in the main deck, but I do love at least one Gonti in the sideboard, and I'm going to continue trying one in the main. Let me know how your Gonti experiences go, and I will talk to you guys soon. That's it for K-Ponce here on NewmontGaming.com. See you next week. Budgety modern, yeah.